If you want your butt and your hamstrings looking like Chris Bumstead, then this video is made for you. What's up guys, welcome to another video at Movement Mechanics. Today we are going to talk about the glutes and the hamstrings and their strength ratios. Now the glutes and the hamstrings are two of the most biggest muscles in the lower body and two of the most injury prone muscles in the lower body as well. So there is a ratio which is known as a hamstring to glute ratio, which modifies whether you are a glute dominant person or a hamstring dominant person. So we are going to dive deep inside this topic and understand some movement mechanics. For the context of this video, we are going to talk about the glute maximus only and not the glute medius and minimus. Now, the hamstring combines of four big muscles: the bicep femoris long head, the bicep femoris short head, semimembranous and semitendinous. Out of all these muscles, it is only bicep femoris short head which doesn't cross the hip joint. Otherwise, all the muscles crosses the hip as well as the knee joint. Now, the role of glute maximus is hip extension, and that is the primary role of glute maximus. On the other hand, hamstring has got two important roles. One is knee flexion and one is hip extension. Now the primary role of the hamstrings is knee flexion and it only assists in hip extension. Now when we talk about these roles, that is where the hamstring to glute ratio comes into the picture, because if you don't have the ideal hamstring to glute ratio, that means that either your hamstring is overworking or your glutes are overworking, and hence you are closer to a severe injury. So let's understand what is the ideal hamstring to glute ratio. So the ideal hamstring to glute strength ratio is 0.8. Now, how to calculate the ratio? So you just need to calculate or divide the hamstring strength in newtons by the glute strength in newtons, and the ratio which you get is basically your hamstring to glute ratio. So the ideal range for the hamstring to glute ratio is 6.5 to 0.8 on the lower side and 0.8 to 0.9 on the higher side. If the ratio drops below 0.6.5, that means you are a hamstring dominant person, and if the ratio goes beyond 0.9, that means you are a glute dominant person. Now what happens if you're a hamstring dominant person? Now as I just mentioned, hamstring has got two roles. One is the primary role of knee flexion and the assisting role of hip extension. Now if the glutes aren't firing, that means hamstring has to do the role of the glutes as well, and it results in an overuse injury at the hamstring and possibly a severe grade 2 or grade 3 tear in the hamstring in the long run. On the other hand, if the glutes are firing too much, then an overuse injury at the glutes is also possible, because the role of the hamstring is assisting the glutes, and if the glutes are only muscle which are performing the hip extension and the hamstrings aren't assisting the glutes in performing the hip extension, that means glutes are overworking 2 times more as compared to when they will be working in unity with the hamstrings. Now there is the chance of glute overuse injury in the same case as well. So you need to have an ideal strength ratio of 0.8 where the hamstrings and the glutes maximus muscle are at equilibrium and working in harmony rather than working individually. I hope you have understood the concept of hamstring to glute strength ratio and how critical it is when you are designing your strength and conditioning programs. If you've got any doubts or any comments regarding this video, or if you've got any topics which you want me to cover in the future, make sure you drop that in the comment section. If you're loving my channel and my content, make sure you hit the like, the subscribe button and the notification bell icon so that you never miss a video whenever I'm uploading a new one. Alright guys, thank you for watching the video till the very end. See you in the next one.